Money, something every one of us is chasing every single day of our lives. It is said that make money work for you and not work for money. But do you think you understand how money works? Also, which money do you want? Fiat money, commodity money, or representative money? What if I say you money actually don't exist? There is no money, only debts or loans. Everyone has debts. But wait, you never took a loan. Well, the money you have is still a loan. Confused? Well, don't be. Come with me and let's travel back in time to understand how money was formed. In ancient times, people used the barter system. Suppose you have bananas but want apple, and I have apple but want bananas. Then we would just exchange it with each other. It was all going fine until one day. You see how this system creates a problem. What you want to give, the other person might not want to take. A goat and a sugar is not of same value. This created a need of something standard or of constant value to be used as money. And so, in ancient China, the system of standard coin as money was first formed. Though it was not direct, but a gradual long history, I will give some links of study materials in description and pinned comment for you to go through. So, how did people get the coin money? For simplicity of understanding, consider this that for the very first time to start the system of standard money, the kings or the governments made own currency coins of certain weight and purity from gold and silver bars. The people then gave their products, animals, or services like labor to the government, and in exchange, they received gold and silver coins of that value to use as money for further transactions and pay taxes. People were happy as now they could use that coin to buy things they want and not go search for the right person to exchange products or services. This was commodity money, which had a value of its own. For example, Indian government stopped accepting 500 and 1000 rupees notes as money and it immediately became a worthless piece of paper. Whereas commodity money like gold and silver coins has a value of its own. Even if no one accepts it as money, it still remains precious. But the question is, where did this gold come from to make so many gold coins? For simplicity and to get the core concept, consider this. There are two ways. First, the government does mining of gold and silver in its country and uses it, but it takes a long time and is also limited. Second way is that countries do business with other countries. If I, as a country, export more goods than import, then I will have excess of profit money, and then governments can use some of that money to buy golds from other countries. Use some gold for making gold coins and keep the rest as reserve. But why keep reserves? Well, read the concepts of gold and forex reserves for depth understanding, or we can cover that in the upcoming videos if you wish. Okay, so now both ways are slow and limited. The cost of mining gold, making coins, and that to transport it costed more than the coin itself. By the way, we have a story from the life of legendary Dhirubhai Ambani on how he used this problem as a business and earned huge profits. Check the links to read the story. Okay, back to the topic. So now a new system was made. Governments told people to keep their gold in government bank lockers and they will give them IOU. But what is IOU? Well, it's a debt obligation or loan. See this IOU from the US. It reads redeemable in gold coins. Will pay to bearer on demand $5 in gold coin. For simplicity, consider one coin of 1 gram gold is worth $1 currency. And suppose a construction worker went to the bank and gave them 5 gold coins or a 5-gram gold bar or jewelry, then the banks issued a paper note which promised to pay 5 gold coins to whoever had the note. The paper, in a way, became representation of gold. This is representative money. The total worth of IOU the governments could issue in market was directly linked to the total worth of gold the government had in lockers. That is, if governments or banks had gold worth 1 lakhs, then combined total worth of all IOUs people had will also be 1 lakh. So every single paper note people had was backed by gold of that amount. This was called gold standard. So this construction worker could now buy food for $5 using the note and not real gold coins. The chef can now either go to the bank to get 5 gold coins or go buy spices and raw materials worth $10 using two banknotes of $5 each instead of using 10 gold coins. This system spread to the whole world due to how convenient it was. So far, it was good, but then a problem arose. You see, in cases of wars or economic crisis, which was then common in Europe and America, the governments need huge money to fund the wars and the economy. Often soldiers and weapon sellers were issued IOU paper notes as a promise to pay in gold and silver later sometimes. Citizens were also given huge loans. People used the bank notes for daily transactions. But here, the banks and the government started a scam. They printed more IOUs than they had gold and silver in lockers to back it up. This led to rapid inflation, which simply means that literally every single person had huge amounts of IOU notes to spend. The food you could get with $5 was now $5,000 because millions of people had $5 to buy the food, but so many food was not available, and so prices shot up. This made the paper IOUs worthless. When people understood this, they began to get their gold back. This was a disaster because banks didn't have the gold to return, as they had just printed the money out of nowhere. This is when the governments delinked gold with paper currency. This meant that you can no longer get 5 gold coins on giving $5 IOU to the government or banks. It was just a paper printed magically as loan. But the question is, why did people accept it? Well, because the governments forced it by law. And also you had to pay taxes and interest with it. And so was created money called fiat money, that which we are using today. The word fiat means order or decree, and in a sense, a fiat currency has value because the issuing government says that it does. You see that how your hard earned money automatically loses value every year due to inflation, caused because of printing money out of nowhere by banks and the governments. Whereas, be it wars or recession, gold prices have always increased historically. Do you now understand why the rich invest in gold and assets and not save and keep money in banks? 1971 was the historical year when money lost its value and became a debt or a loan. The US is the main force behind this problem. How? Well, we will cover that in another video. But for now, I will leave you all with a question to think. The USA has a gold of around $480 billion. Even its GDP is around $23 trillion. But it has a loan of around $31 trillion. So where did this extra money in circulation come from? Think upon it. See you all next time. Till then, keep radiating.